patio had died. So he took Saturday afternoon and decided to dig it out. The hole it left undermined the edge of the patio, and it surprised Gary to see how thin the slab was. Well, the neighbors didn't see too much of Gary for the next month, and when they did see him, he was backing up close to his garage door about 6 a.m. and heading into the house looking haggard. It was one of those mornings when the neighborhood watch rang Gary's doorbell with the bad news. "Mr. Northcutt, you need to come with me. There's a giant sinkhole in your side yard, and it swallowed your patio." Well, there in the bottom of the hole was the patio, broken at its seams like the pieces of a Hershey bar. The table and the umbrella were smashed. "We have to file a report," said the neighborhood watchman. "Then you can use it for the insurance." And he did. After his $25,000 deductible, the adjuster said his contractor would receive $75,000 to fill the void with concrete and replace the missing sandy soil. He asked Gary if he had a contractor, and Gary said, "Yes, I do. His name is Brad Wheatley." Well, with that, the adjuster wrote a check to Brad Wheatley and handed it to Gary. Brad made the return trip to inspect the job site and pick up his check. He promised Gary he'd get back to him. But Brad, being a straight shooter, made a phone call to his deer hunting buddy, who happened to be the sheriff. And since then, Gary's been living in Claremont at the Lake Correction Center, where, sadly, they do not have a swimming pool. This is Jack O'Brien. Thanks for listening.
Like what you've just heard? I Could Tell You Stories with Jack O'Brien is brought to you by Brick City Digital. Hi, I'm Michael Warren, and at Brick City Digital Marketing, we believe every business has a great story to tell. Our job is to help your business tell your story in a way that brings more customers to your door. We help small businesses just like yours with web design, social media, SEO, video, and more. Visit us online at brickcity.com or call 352-351-1131 for a free consultation.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We're taking your calls. 622-9622 is the number. What are you putting on your table this Thanksgiving? Plus, what are you thankful for? We'll take your calls. You can answer those questions. 622-9622. I'll tell you this. I am grateful and thankful for having the opportunity to be on these airwaves. I'm grateful and thankful that, I have a job that I love, that doesn't seem like work when I come into it. My wife and I were talking about this the other day. She goes, "Do you know how lucky you are that you go to work every day at the radio station and you go to work at night doing trivia, and it's like playtime or fun time for you? You do take it serious, but it's a situation where you thoroughly enjoy. There's never a day when you think that, God, I got to go into work today." And the thing is, even though doing live radio is at times a job, there's things you don't see that go on behind the scenes with, gremlins that get in the studio and affect how you got to do things on the fly and everything. Some of the things that I have to do, as the producer of the show while being the on-air talent, those things you don't see that can be rather aggravating at times. Still not to the point where it's not enjoyable every moment of the day that I do this. Not everybody is lucky enough to say that for the past 10 to 12 years, everything that I do for work has been a fun time. I am so grateful and so lucky that I have the opportunity to say, I thoroughly enjoy what I do for a living. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity supplied to me by Brady Ackerman and Chris Doring first. Buddy Martin then took me under his wing as a mentor, and I was with him as a partner for almost 7 years. I cannot overstate how much of an influence in my radio career and in my growth as a radio host that Buddy Martin had. And then the Martones, who we were here with. I was here with Buddy doing the voice of Ocala. We ultimately left. It was not the best breakup in the world, to put that lightly. And yet the Martones still saw an ability to bring me back, and I appreciate them for doing so. So I have a lot to be thankful for in that avenue. I'm also thankful for my lovely wife, Susan. You have 2 failed marriages like I do. You don't really think you got a shot at finding somebody that will be that one a third time, because you hadn't done a good job the first 2 times in finding that person. But I once again, I am lucky that I enjoy every aspect of my private life as well. Not everybody can say that. Somebody goes, but are you making a lot of money? Money's not always what you need to worry about. Some people get caught up in the rat race of trying to chase the dollar. I know people that make $300,000 a year that are miserable. I do not make $300,000 a year, nowhere even close to it. But I'm very happy and it's a joy to do what I do. My life is in great shape right now, and I'm very thankful for that. I just, I felt with the day before Thanksgiving, I needed to, tell people what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for all you listeners when I run into you that tell me, keep up the good work. Thanks for what you do. I don't feel like I do too much, but, I guess people out in Radio Land like what comes over these airwaves when this show, Ocala Talks, is on. And so I'm very thankful for all the people who support me in this endeavor. 622-9622 is the number to call. What are you thankful for this holiday season? I mean, there's a lot to be thankful for, even in the midst of all the turmoil that you see on the news on a daily basis, all the craziness that's going on. We still live in the greatest country on the face of the earth, in my opinion. That in itself is enough to be thankful for. What are you thankful for? Give me a call, 352-622-9622. We're going to take a break. Come back more with Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA. The Source.
Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference